Hello everyone, Dom here from Esports News UK in what will be my final interview for Esports News UK. Feels weird to say that. And this is a bit of a special one because this is my local trading card shop and it's Ross from Skyward Fire Games. Ross, thanks for joining me.
No, thank you for giving our shop this opportunity, Dom, and also me this opportunity to do it. I obviously onto greener pastures for yourself, and thank you for doing this for us as your last interview. Yeah, no, it's really cool to do one.
Anytime, it's a pleasure. And I guess first of all, introduce yourself, Ross. It's your title, a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, as boring as it probably sounds, all I am in this friendly local game store is a sales assistant. I guess, for lack of a better term, I'm a front of house. I'm always the person on the shop floor, managing the events, communities, and just selling stuff. It's a glorified retail job at the end of the day.
So I have to ask, we don't need to put this in, but do I know the owner? Does the owner work front of house as well? I just assumed you were the owner at one point.
No. Essentially, when the shop started up, there was 4 of us who kind of started it all together, and 2 of them put the main lump sum of money in. So they're the 2 directors of the business, and their names are Luke and Simon. And then all 4 of us kind of started it up with all having different expertises in different games and different elements of the hobbies. So I kind of came along as Mr. Pokemon, but also I did a lot of the role-playing game side. Originally, my now boss was a player in my Dungeons and Dragons game. So because I had an experience in Dungeons and Dragons, he wanted me to do that as well. Yeah. So they do work the shop floor sometimes, but I guess part of the luxuries of being the bosses is that they don't have to, and I'm the one down there with the rabble. So yeah.
Well, it's been great. My son and I have really enjoyed it. You've got us into the Pokemon. I mean, we wanted to collect initially, and then you were like, do you play? And then we're like, actually, we're going to give this a go. And we've enjoyed it so much, the community.
It's one of those things if you're buying the cards anyway, you might as well give yourself more options with what you're buying. If you open a booster pack and you go, oh, I've already got this one for my folder, that's it. You don't. But if you pull it again, I needed this for my deck. It's not for everybody, but when you've got a community who you can trade with and play with all the time, it opens up just so much more when you do allow it to. You give it a chance, and then you like it. So
100%. And on the community, we've spoken about this, and this, I think, one of the main angles I want to take is our first experience here. I'll never forget because there were a bunch of people who were giving spare cards to my son and I, and it's just a very warm, open, friendly community. Even I played in a cup the other day, which is known to be, I guess, a bit more competitive than your weeklies, but even then I was making mistakes like, I didn't mean to do that. It's like, that's all right, do you want to do your turn again, and things like that. It's just a nice community. How can you sort of talk about that? It's hard. There's only so many superlatives and ways I can big it up, but from yourself, what does it mean to you?
The main thing is it's exciting. We all like Pokemon. We all like Pokemon cards. The fact that you have a place that you can go to and enjoy it and facilitate it, and it's not somewhere you just buy the packs, but it's actually got everything available, is the best part about it, really. And when you see new people turn up and they're always getting free cards thrown at them, and the conversation flows so freely. Like, what's your favourite Pokemon? Oh, well, my favourite's this, and it's a really safe environment, a really fun environment, and I couldn't say enough wonderful things about the community that we have here, and just in general the grander scheme of the community in general. You can go anywhere and play Pokemon at a card game shop, and you'll find a friend. So it's just so welcoming. I mean, when you guys first came down, it's just a classic tale for me. I just watched it thrown cards, it just happens for everyone. So if anybody ever comes in and says, I want to get into Pokemon, I'm like, you have to come down the shop and come try this out, because you're going to get some freebies no matter what. It's brilliant.
100%. And you've prompted me there, Ross, as well. What is your favourite Pokemon? And maybe Pokemon card as well.
My favourite Pokemon is Dunsparce.
Okay.
Which, until the Dunsparce came out, everyone was like, why the hell would you like Dunsparce? And that's why I like him, because he's really stupid and really I like silly Pokemon. Yeah. So my favourite Pokemon is Dunsparce, and my favourite card, I was speaking to a kid in the shop today about it actually, it's a Relicanth from a very old Diamond and Pearl set.
Oh, right, okay. I don't know that card.
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what set it's from, but every time I look at the card, I just feel joy, because it's just a regular Diamond and Pearl card with a shiny Relicanth on it. They did a few Pokemon cards where they were just normal cards, but the Pokemon itself was shiny, and I have that card in my binder, don't know where I got it, and I just look at it and go, I really like this card. And it's just pure and simple. It's nothing amazing, but I just look at it and really like the card.
Yeah. I like that. And we've got a shared interest in bug Pokemon as well.
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
got a
we
set.
do.
I like sci-fi. That's my favourite. I'll get in there. But yeah, what is it about bug Pokemon? I guess, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Because you've got so many variations. I didn't play the same deck twice on the weekend. I played in a cup. I played one Dragapult, and it's so varied.
Well, especially right now, the Pokemon competitive format itself is just so open. There's so many decks that you can play, and I think it's really cool that it does two things. One, it means that your creativity can be rewarded. If you want to play a card, you can. It may not be the best, but with so many cards being good right now, you can do that. And then the other part of it being obviously that it just doesn't. It's not stagnant. There's so many options. You are going to be playing against loads of different decks. And even if you do play against the same deck once or twice, it's not like, I'm going to be playing against this every time. There are times where the game is very much like only 2 or 3 decks are good. And then it'll get better and it'll get worse. We're on a really big high right now, and I hope it stays that way. Pokemon Company's been doing really cool things.
Yeah, 100%. You said you're Mr. Pokemon.
Yeah.
So tell us about your background, because you've played in tournaments, right? And you were due to give an interview before with another publication. It didn't sort of go live. So when you told me that made me even more made me want to interview you even more, so you could tell your story a little bit and what it's like playing, I guess, in the tournament.
I can't emphasize enough that I appreciate that you want to do this, but at the same time, it doesn't feel that big for me. I play Pokemon. At the end of the day, it's a children's card game, and I just happen to be okay at it. I played Pokemon when like the black and white early X and Y cards were coming out, and I just played purely casually, and I did all the way until Sun and Moon when this shop started up and I started working here. And then you learn about like kind of the same way everybody learns. You learn about like championship points, and there's tournaments that you can play and you earn points to go to Worlds, and I didn't know you could do that. So I just started playing in events and learning that I was fine at it. I wasn't amazing, I was fine, but I was determined to. When you start getting these points, you're like, I could do that. And I think a lot of it came from like watching the TV show as a kid and hearing terms like Pokemon Master, and it's like, I could be like that. I could actually try and be like a Pokemon Master, even if it's only of my local shop. It'd be cool to be like the top person. I've always come from like a competitive background in all my hobbies, so I had to try. I qualified for Worlds in the 2019 season, which was the Washington DC World Championships, and that was before they kind of changed a lot of the way you qualified. So I must admit, it wasn't super hard. If you wanted to commit to qualifying, you would probably qualify, because you just kind of had to go play relatively well. You still had to play well, but you had to play relatively well. And then I gave it a rest after, and when they announced that Worlds was going to be in Hawaii, I was like, I've got to do one more. I want to go there. So I qualified for the Hawaii World Championships that just happened as well. And yeah, I've had a few decent results. I've not had the best results that a professional Pokemon player would have had. I've won money before. I've got top 16s and lots of top 32s at tournaments. World Championships in Hawaii, I got top 64, and the European International Championships that happened a few months ago, I got top 64 as well. So I know I've still got it, even though I've taken a break.
You're still playing in them then?
Not really, but I couldn't help but go to one. It was more a case of I finished Worlds and I wanted to leave it there. I had my journey. I'd got lots, I was quite high in a lot of different leaderboards, and I was very content being like the position I was. I ended in a lot of different websites. They would tell me I was quite high ranked in the UK, and that was enough for me. Because I was like, okay, cool. I'm kind of like a Pokemon Master of the UK now. I'll take that. Like at one point, I was sitting at rank 1 UK towards the end of the season. I was like, okay, I'm happy.
When was that? When were you ranked?
That was just after the Worlds, because when all the analytics came in, there's a lot of different websites that rank you, and there was this one main one that a lot of the players use to see where they sit, and I somehow was rank 1 UK. I don't like talking about the numbers much, because it's not how I like to envision it, but it is nice to have some sort of math that tells you you're good at the game. But yeah, after Hawaii, I said, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to play anymore. I'm just going to enjoy myself. But when EUIC came round, I thought, well, my friends are going to be there.
In London?
Yeah, I've just spent all this year travelling around the world and seeing all my friends and playing and competing, and I haven't seen them for 5 months. So I'm going to go to London. I'm going to go see everyone. So I just went to see them, and I just played the event for the sake of playing, and it turned out nice. So yeah, I know how to play Pokemon. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I know what I'm doing, I suppose.
When did you finish there?
in London was 56th. I might be wrong, but I was in top 64, so I got some money for that. That was nice.
Yeah, 100%. What's your sort of favourite, I'd say favourite deck, but also your favourite memory from competing? Are there something that stands out to you? I mean, going to Hawaii, I guess, is going to be a standard.
It was really good. Making day 2 in Hawaii was probably my favourite feeling, because my goal was to get to Hawaii. I didn't care about where we went after that. I was in Hawaii. I was planning to go fishing every single day. And when I lost 2 rounds very early on, so I was like, we'll be out of the tournament in a couple more rounds. You know, I'm just here to play some games. It's just my locals for the weekend, but there's, you know, the beach is just there. And then I kept winning. And then I'm on winning him for day 2, and I'm still thinking, I'll probably lose. You know, this is Worlds. Everyone's really good. And when I won, and it was kind of this wave of like, oh my god, I'm actually in the second day of a World Championships. Like, it's a really exciting premise. And I had all my friends and like my partner there, and I just broke down. Like, I know it's card games, and like a lot of people would say, don't get so emotional, but like, you know, you work so hard to be good at it, and it's a passion, you know. Like, I'm just a little kid inside who just loves Pokemon, and when you do well, you're like, oh my god, I am a Pokemon master, even if it's for one day. Like, I was a Pokemon master. It felt awesome. In that tournament, I was the highest placing UK player. So that moment was like, I'm number 1. Oh my god. It's exciting.
That's amazing. So I'm going to make sure I put in the headline, interview with a UK Pokemon master now.
Oh no.
What's your name, your gamer name as well, so I can make sure I put that in correctly?
I guess Bugcatcher Ross. Yeah. Every single thing I use is usually Bugcatcher Ross. Yeah. But then for one other thing, it's Hermit Grab. Yeah. So like, it's between the two, but I'd say Bugcatcher Ross.
Okay, I'll put Hermit Crab in as well, so the Google overlords can.
Grab, not crab.
Oh, sorry, Hermit Grab. Right, I'll have to double check with you before I put live. So yeah, you've spoken about that. What deck did you use, by the way, at Hawaii?
I played Raging Bolt.
Oh, okay, with the teal mask.
Yeah. It purely was a case of I'd done a lot of testing with my friend Drew, who I'd kind of like, he joined the game as a senior, and it was his last Worlds as a senior, and we've kind of teamed up and helped each other a lot. We tested it, the math worked out, we thought the deck was good, and also I was just quite lazy, and the deck is not the hardest to play. You still have to be good to play it right, but I knew we're at Worlds, everyone's really good, one mistake is going to cost you a lot. If I play a deck that's a lot more straightforward and I can really just lock in, I can probably have a good chance. And even if not, at least I get to lay back and just play and not stress over it. So it was a combination of a lot of things, but Raging Bolt was my call, and it worked out nicely.
I'll have to show you my funky deck I made with teal mask with some Caesars in there, because I like my bugs. And it surprises people with the, I won't chat for too long, but the counters the abilities, right? The Caesar does more damage against ability, all that stuff.
Your opponent's abilities.
Where did you finish in Hawaii?
That one was 46th.
So it's these top 50s you're getting. You know?
Top 64 kind of feels like my sweet zone. Anywhere between top 32 to top 64, I can normally get up the end. And now that the tournaments are getting quite big, it feels really good to see like 3,000 player tournament and you're in the top 64. Yeah. So as long as I keep getting there, I'll be quite happy.
Oh, well done, Ross. That's a great story, and it's great to hear. And you said about the emotions. I'm quite an emotional person. It's easier said than done, than to control your emotions. And to be honest, it's one of the things I love about esports, and I guess competitive cards and anything competitive for that matter. It is about, it's the human side. It's the emotions. It's human versus human, and human together. Right, when you've got the communities, that's partly what I like about it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's
I
it's
agree.
A normal thing.
I agree, and I think the reason that I get so emotional about it sometimes as well is because I feel like I'm doing it for the child version of me that's inside me. That kid loved Pokemon. I still do now, but that kid really loved Pokemon. So when he's seeing like adult me compete at a high level or just play the game and enjoy it and get all these cool cards, I wasn't even allowed the cards when I was a kid. So just having the cards now is just so exciting, and doing all of it, you know, it means a lot. And especially when we were there at Worlds, I think the main thing was my partner was watching my game to get into the second day. So, you know, you win and you look up and you see your partner's face and they're there supporting you, and you know your friends are behind you, and like, you know, it's very hard to not get emotional at that point, because everybody around you, even the little tiny version of yourself inside, is just on cloud nine.
Yeah,
so it feels brilliant.
Oh, it's brilliant. Last few questions I've got to ask, because when I started, what got me into cards recently was the announcement of the Destined Rivals set, because I'm like, oh, they're bringing out new Team Rocket cards. There's Cynthia in there, there's all these different characters, Misty and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I'm going to collect this. And then when I try and collect it, it's all sold out online. People mention scalpers and bots and everything. I'm very lucky to get some packs with you guys here. You get that stock in because I guess you're an official partnered with the Pokemon company and stuff, right? What are your views on all this? I guess the craziness and the mania, but also the lack of stock that stops, the real players and the kids as well from being able to access them.
Since I'm the guy behind the desk and I'm the one selling all the packs, I see everything. And the thing I care about the most personally is putting the cards in the hands of the people who do care about it. And when you are selling that stuff, you know who cares about it and you know who don't. And yeah, that makes it does make it quite tough on the odd day when you get someone who really wants to buy a pack and you just don't even have the packs. One word that I've used to describe it quite a lot right now is predatory. I wouldn't say it's like that all the time, but there's so many people who want them, whether it's for good or bad reasons. I think a lot of the time it is mainly good as well. The word scalper gets thrown around a lot. But whether it's good or bad, the thing is there's so many people who want it and there isn't enough. And that's the main thing. We're quite fortunate to get as much as we have of this one. It's less because we're a Pokemon store and more, I think there is just more to go around this time. Because us as a card game shop, we have to fight for the same amount of packs as everybody else. We're not like somewhere like Asda or WH Smith's. They get their own direct from like the source and they can get a lot more. We have to fight with the same like small like businesses that even chaps in the bedrooms who say they're a business or have an online store. We have to buy from the same distributors as those. But we do get good allocations. My main take on it is everybody wants the cards because they're fun. I want to give people those cards so they can have fun. And when I can't, it does suck. It's a little disheartening. But at the same time, all you can keep doing is harbouring a community that helps each other. Everyone gets a bit. You make sure that you're not just selling everything to one person. Everyone gets their chance to get it. We've got schemes in place to support our local customers and reward people who do keep coming to us and want to play to be able to get it first. Or at least to be able to have the opportunity to get it. And I think if everybody does that, even though it's tough, most people should be able to get what they're after. And I think it's manageable. And I will continue to try and sell them the best I can as long as I'm behind the desk. So fingers crossed as the more sets come out, and hopefully they make more Team Rocket cards as well, we can keep putting it in the people who want its hands. That's the main thought. It's not too bad at the end of the day. Everyone's opening packs and having fun.
New Team Rocket Cypher, please, if anyone's watching this from Pokemon Company. That
is one of my favourite cards. I think I showed you it. I've got the Rocket Scissor card, so I'd like another one of that. I think they'll make more Team Rocket. My conspiracy theory, but they'll do a special set that'll have all the different trainers they've done, but a new Pokemon for every single one. I reckon we'll get like the main one I was thinking was obviously we've got En's Reshiram, but we don't have En's Zekrom. So I reckon there'll be a different card for every trainer at some point.
100. There's so much they can do. Even if they did, again, they did 151 the other year. I'm surprised they didn't have like Ash's Pikachu and Ash's this and that. That's a way to print money, isn't it?
They'll always figure out a way to print the money. Next year's the 30th anniversary, so something's going to happen. Something definitely big.
Ross, thanks so much. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover, but is there anything else I might have missed? I mean, I haven't mentioned this is based in Lowestoft, so seaside town here in the UK. Anything else about Skyward Fire or yourself or Pokemon or anything?
I mean, main thing is I want to give praise to Skyward Fire Games. Obviously, we all came here as mates to run this, but I just think the best part about this shop is what we've made. It's wicked. Like, we've got such a lovely community for all of our card games. We've got a really good play space, and even like we'll have days where you have those down days and you think, why are we doing this? And you look in the play area and you see people laughing and playing games and having fun, and that's entirely what it's there for. I'm glad that in a place like Lowestoft, where it is really hard to have something like that, because we've only got one side of the UK to pull people from, the other side's just water and we ain't going to get the fish. the fact that we've got such a good amount of people and everyone wants to come here and wants to play and have fun. I just think I want to just emphasize how awesome this place is, and everyone should just get stuck in and come check it out, even if it's for like just coming in and buying a pack of cards. Like it's really cool, and I can't thank all my local players and you and everyone else enough for getting involved, and you giving us this opportunity to have this as well, because it's all just mega.
Yeah, 100%. I second that. I echo what you're saying, and I have to ask as well. It's just popped into my head. You mentioned out there, which was horrible. Obviously, you don't need to answer if you don't want to, but you hear this every now and then. I saw something in the news the other month about a Pokemon card or a card shop being broken into. That must have been horrible.
Yeah, the break-in sucked. We had a break-in for lots of expensive Pokemon cards. It's probably like nearly 2 years ago now. It definitely sucked, but you know, it's a thing. Like a lot of shops would. All you can do is take it on the chin, and it does suck that people do it, but also the people who steal Pokemon cards, and pardon me if this is a bit too on the nose, are idiots. You know, there's so many things you can steal. Money exists, and the specifically what they took were graded Pokemon cards with serialized numbers on them. You try and sell that card online, we know what card it is. It's got the serialized number. There's just some guy who really needed the money and, you know, didn't really know what he was stealing clearly. So it's one of those things where, like, you feel bad for those people, and it does suck. But at the end of the day, we carry on. We've got so many cool cards at the shop. Someone can steal a few.
Did you find any of them in the market? No. And I guess, I mean, some people watching this might be, or reading this might be thinking, oh, you can claim it on insurance. But yeah, you claim it on insurance, but you can't replace the cards.
No, you can't. And the other thing, I reckon if he did sell them, he probably had to crack them out of the cases. So he loses so much of the value anyway. And yeah, we like, for us it wasn't too bad. Claimed it on insurance. It's almost like we sold all the cards in one go, which is good business wise. But the cabinet was nice. God, if you'd have seen the cabinet, it had so many nice cards in there, and it's just good for the kids. And it was a good talking point. People come in and be like, "Wow, look, they've got this one." It was really, really cool.
Yes.
Thankfully, you don't hear too much about that happening in card shops, but when it does happen, I kind of feel more bad for the people who are doing it, because you know, they must be pretty desperate to do that. Yeah.
Ross, thanks so much. I'll try not to end on a downer. I'll maybe rejig this a bit, but I really appreciate your time, and I just want to reiterate how much fun my son and I have been having coming here. There's always goodies and things to get, but it's the community thing. I like to look forward to those weekly tournaments the most.
I just hope you guys keep coming. Like, as much as it's really nice you've given us this opportunity, the bottom line for me is just seeing the players enjoy themselves. I like being behind the desk running it. I like being in the tournaments playing it, and I like seeing people like you guys just getting stuck in. So I hope you keep enjoying it.
I will, 100%. Thanks so much, Ross. I really appreciate it. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching.